Hello, one and all, and welcome to another episode of MMA Vision Analysis. This one, I'm here to talk about the recent news circulating about a Robert Whittaker versus Hamzat Chimaev, Saudi Arabia in June. But before getting started, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that notification to get all of this that is new from this channel, your channel, the one and only MMA Vision Analysis. Two of my favorite fighters in the middleweight division. And I'm specifically super excited for a Hamzat Chimaev comeback. He's fighting in Saudi Arabia. I'm not sure if there is some kind of visa issue with Hamzat Chimaev. I did hear news regarding Hamzat Chimaev and him having visa issues in the past. I'm not sure why. But that's perhaps the reason he's been inactive for the most part. We all know that he's also dealt with some health issues in recent times. But I think more importantly is the visa issue that's kind of keeping the guy inactive for the most part. Anytime Hamzat Chimaev fight, it is a show. The guy has proved himself time and time again to be a top entertainer in the world of combat sports right now. Not just the UFC. Hamzat Chimaev is just an energetic, explosive, entertaining fighter to the max when he is on his day, that is. We've seen him struggle sometimes in the welterweight division. Specifically, one fight pops into mind, and that's the one against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns was able to keep Hamzat Chimaev at bay, and that was a very close fight, perhaps the closest fight that I've seen for Hamzat Chimaev. Now he's in the middleweight division in a middleweight bout against Robert Whittaker. Needs no further introduction. Despite the shaky past few years for Robert, you have to respect the guy. Last performance was fantastic. He beat one of the top guys still, Paulo Costa, in that division, regardless of Paulo's recent inactivity and record. I mean, really, he's only lost to the best, Israel Adesanya and Robert Whittaker as well. So Robert Whittaker, impressive win. Last time he was in the octagon against, in my eyes, still a top contender, regardless of all the antics outside of the octagon. Paulo Costa, respectable win for Robert Whittaker. Now he faces Hamzat Chimaev. This is not going to be an easy fight for Hamzat. Robert Whittaker's a sturdy fighter. The only fighter that kind of made Robert Whittaker look like an average fighter was Izzy. And I've said this many times before. When it comes to Adesanya, he's just on his own. It's very difficult to compare anybody to guys like Izzy. You can perhaps each division perhaps has somebody who's that much of a top class talent to where they differentiate themselves from all the rest, whether it be men or women's division. And Adesanya is definitely an exceptional fighter. So anybody that he's defeated in the past, I think they would have to look at that defeat and not feel too bad about it, because they've lost to an icon of the game, style bender. So that's the only guy that kind of made Robert Whittaker look like an average fighter in recent times. I believe he gives Hamzat Chimaev a hard time. Very calculated for the most part, and he's not afraid to take risks, Robert Whittaker. So this is going to make the fight very interesting, and also it's going to be a very competitive fight, because neither of these guys are going to be shying away. Obviously, Hamzat Chimaev, explosive style. He's promised to go forward. I just can't think of Hamzat Chimaev shying away. Hamzat Chimaev has excellent ground game. This one is going to be a very interesting fight. It's very difficult to say that Hamzat is going to have an easy fight against Robert Whittaker either, because this one is going to be very, very interesting. It's very interesting to see what kind of style Hamzat implements against a Robert Whittaker. I wouldn't imagine that he would try to outstrike Robert Whittaker. I look at Whittaker as the better striker. I know sometimes my personal opinion as a fan, just like everybody else here, it's just my personal opinion, and it's only that, nothing more, nothing less. All respect to everybody here, but I believe that Robert Whittaker is perhaps the better striker. If Hamzat was to mix this up, then he would probably have a better chance of defeating Robert Whittaker. I think if Hamzat tries to rush Robert Whittaker, Robert has a huge chance of winning the fight and perhaps even hurting the guy. Like I said, we've seen fights where Hamzat kind of had his hands full, and the one that always pops into mind is the one against Gilbert Burns. Gilbert did not shy away from Hamzat, and he met fire with fire. So you look at Robert Whittaker, and in my eyes, they're kind of similar style to Gilbert Burns, but you look at Robert Whittaker and you would think that he's the one that has the better movement and striking abilities. All respect to Burns. If you made it this far, I appreciate you for sticking around. Please let me know what you think in the comments and subscribe for more.